Hey, how's it going, everyone? I wanted to kind of preface this video by saying this is going to contain a lot of information regarding Advanced Warfare and a bunch of leaked weapons, leaked maps, and leaked features that are going to be coming to the game in the near future. Originally, I was going to show images of all these things here in this video, but after giving it some more thought, I probably shouldn't do that, just considering that sometimes leaked images are subject to copyright, and sometimes like Activision will try and take down a video for showing leaked stuff of their game that's not actually available to the public yet. So what we're going to do is I'm going to be talking about all this leaked information here in this video, but down in the video description, you guys will go ahead and find links to the images of all the stuff that's going to be coming here to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare in the near future. But without further ado, here is the video as I originally recorded, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. But again, check the video description. There's going to be links. I'll take you over to the images of the leaked weapons and leaked maps and things of that nature for you guys to check out while you follow along with this video. Hope you guys all enjoy. Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and a lot of leaked information has come out about Advanced Warfare regarding weapons and maps and even features that are going to be coming to the game in the near future. All this information was actually data mined on the PC, and if you guys don't know what data mining is, I don't claim to understand it entirely myself, but essentially data mining is when somebody looks into the game files and the code of the game, and in there they can actually see, images of weapons. They can find files for different kinds of weapons, for different maps, for different features and stuff like that that may not actually be in the game itself at the time of them looking, which is pretty interesting. So essentially what we learned from this is there's going to be 3 new weapons coming to Advanced Warfare, as well as 4 new maps coming to Advanced Warfare, and a brand new feature regarding supply drops coming in the future. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of this. So here we have the STG-44, a new weapon that's going to be coming to Advanced Warfare. It's going to be an assault rifle, and ladies and gentlemen, it is the STG-44, the first ever assault rifle in existence. Did you guys know that? The STG, in fact, was the first ever assault rifle. It was actually made by the Germans. It was featured in Call of Duty World at War, as well as it was featured in Call of Duty 4 as the MP44, but spoiler, the MP44 was a pretty terrible rifle. It was like one of the worst weapons in that game, but still, it appears it's going to have the standard Call of Duty 4 look to it, and in here we can see the Iron Claw, the Royalty, as well as the Relic, which appears to be a legendary weapon coming to the game. And looking at the stats here, the Royalty itself is going to get +1 to handling, +1 to mobility, and -1 to range. Like, it doesn't seem very great. You look at the legendary there, you think the legendary would be insane. You think the legendary would have like the greatest stats ever, but it's -1 damage, +1 accuracy, +1 fire rate. It's like, oh, that doesn't really seem very legendary to me. Then, of course, we have the Iron Claw over there, which is going to give you +1 to your handling as well as +1 to your mobility, but -2 to your range. It's like, those are okay, but still, it's going to be a brand new weapon, the STG-44, and I'm excited to learn more about that if and when Sledgehammer Games actually decides to add this to the game. Now, it should be noted that Sledgehammer has said that these weapons and stuff are in testing right now by Sledgehammer, and they may or may not actually be implemented into the game, so just keep that in mind. The next one we're going to be looking at is going to be the Blunderbuss. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a shotgun. It is going to be a very powerful shotgun, as you guys can see, but it's going to have essentially no range. So picture it almost like a sawed-off double barrel from World of War, or maybe the Rangers from Modern Warfare 2, for those of you guys that played those games. Essentially, they're going to be very, very, very powerful shotguns, but they're going to have next to no range whatsoever, as well as they're just going to look pretty cool. Right here, we have the Thunder Pipe, which is going to be a professional variant. It's essentially going to give you -1 damage, a +1 to your mobility, which is like, that's okay. You look at the Blunderbuss Royalty here, +1 to your damage, -2 to your handling, and +1 to your mobility, as well as the Dragonfire over there, which is going to be another elite, +1 damage, +1 mobility, -2 to your handling, which is pretty interesting. It appears that the Royalty is just going to be a reskin of the Dragonfire itself, given that they have the exact same bonuses and penalties to it, which is pretty interesting. But you guys know me, man. I'm excited for a new shotgun. Any and all new shotguns, I'm excited about that. The SVO we have here, which is essentially going to be a Dragon Knob, right? If you played some of the older Call of Duty games that had a Dragon Knob, that was like the standard semi-automatic sniper rifle for a lot of the Modern Warfare games. It was in just about every single one of them. It's just a tried and true old school sniper rifle. It's semi-automatic. Generally, it's not going to be a one-hit kill. We have the Battle Worn, which is going to be +1 accuracy, +1 to your handling, and -2 to your fire rate. We have the Royalty, which is going to be +1 to your accuracy, -2 to your fire rate, and +2 to your handling, as well as we have the SVO Legendary, which is going to be called the Return to Sender, which apparently is going to have a pink camo on it, which is pretty cool. But it's going to get +1 accuracy, +1 to its handling, and -1 to its mobility, which again doesn't really seem very legendary in terms of the upgrades. I would assume if they were going to be adding legendary weapons to Advanced Warfare, that they would be like these ridiculous weapons. They would have like crazy stats and just be very powerful, while at the same time being like the most rare weapons in the game. Apparently they're going to be very rare, but it appears like the stats on them aren't going to be that great. But I would assume that they're also going to have kind of like their own custom skins to them as well, to kind of signify to everybody like, hey, this is a freaking legendary, super rare weapon. You should be jelly. I think that's what they're going to end up doing with that. Next up, let's talk about the maps that are going to be coming to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now, we don't have actually a bunch of images of this. We have some placeholders, but we can see the names of all these maps, as well as we have a description for all the maps. The maps are going to be Fracture, Overload, Pandemic, as well as Swarm. Let's go ahead and read these off for you guys here. Fracture is going to be an Arctic excavation site cradled on the shelf of a glacier. Floodlights, wind turbines, and solar panels separate large combat areas to offer several options from mid to long range engagements, which sounds pretty nice. I like the idea of bigger maps. Overload is going to be a lavish ceremony with a grand view of downtown Baghdad. Long perimeter sightlines and decorative plasma lamps contribute to a tactical and electrifying atmosphere. Sounds interesting. It's going to be set in Baghdad, so I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like a deserty style map in a way. But when I first read it, it said a lavish ceremony. I thought it said a lavish cemetery. I'm like, wait a minute, cemetery map? That'd be cool. And I started thinking, Call of Duty needs to have like a creepy Halloween cemetery style map. How cool would that be? That would just be great. Of course, it's not coming yet, but I'm just saying, that's a free idea to all you Call of Duty developers. A big cemetery map with creepy skeletons and jack-o'-lanterns or something. I'm just saying it'd be cool to have a Halloween-style map aside from Fog from COD Ghost, which was just fantastic. The next map is going to be Pandemic, which is located on the Liberty Island during the middle of an urban outbreak. The premises of the private animal testing facility offers the perfect blend of gameplay for all types of weapons and player styles, which means they're basically saying it's going to be a good map for just about everything, but apparently it's going to be like a private animal testing facility, and it's called Pandemic, so one's going to assume there was kind of like a revolt by the animals, or maybe a big disease ended up happening. We'll have to see what they're going to be doing with that. As well as the last one's going to be Swarm, which is going to be reconstruction is underway in Seoul, South Korea. Long sight lines along the streets and tight interiors cutting through the middle make for fast combat in this urban jungle. So essentially, that's going to be the small, fast-paced map of this DLC. And one's going to assume that these are going to be the 4 maps we're going to be getting with the new DLC. It's interesting. It doesn't appear like any of these are actually going to be a remake. But of course, since we haven't been able to actually see the maps for themselves, they could actually be remakes of classic Call of Duty maps. At least one of these could be. Who knows? But those are going to be the 4 maps. They're going to be Fracture, Overload, Pandemic, as well as Swarm. And last but not least, we have a new feature which is going to be called Supply Credits, which is really interesting. So what this feature is going to basically allow you to do is, instead of redeeming your items for XP, right? Picture somebody that's Grandmaster Prestige that has a bunch of items in their armory, but there's no point in having them there because they don't want to use them, nor can they redeem them for XP because they're max level in the game. Well, this feature is going to allow you to instead redeem your stuff for supply credits, which you can use to buy other advanced supply drops or a weekly item. It's not exactly clear exactly what we're going to be able to do with this, but yeah, it's basically going to give you these credits. Now, who knows, maybe they're going to do something with this to the point where they're going to maybe make it so elite and royalty weapons and stuff like that are actually able to be purchased with these supply credits. That would be pretty cool. That way you can actually get the weapons that you want. I'm sure it's a rare case, but I'm sure there's some of you guys out there that are like Grandmaster Prestige and there's a specific variant that you would really like to have. Perhaps there's some of you guys out there that don't have the HBR-3 Insanity and you really want it. Perhaps you want the Speakeasy. Perhaps you really want the KF5 Breakneck, or you want the more Silver Bullet, whatever variant it is you're looking for, right? Perhaps you guys haven't got that, but you've been playing for a long time and that kind of thing. So maybe, I'm just saying, maybe they will allow us to actually go ahead and kind of get this idea of like a currency and allow us to purchase these things, or maybe they'll just allow you to buy more advanced supply drops. And of course, you would have diminishing returns for that. So for example, you wouldn't be able to, just get rid of everything you got from that advanced supply drop and have enough of these credits to buy another advanced supply drop. So I would assume there's going to be diminishing returns in terms of that. But yeah, it's looking pretty interesting. As well as apparently there's just going to be a lot of other gear added to Advanced Warfare in terms of different kinds of outfits, maybe even new legendary outfits and different kinds of elite stuff and things of that nature. All that stuff's going to be added to the game as well. And again, all this has been data mined on the PC, so it's already there in the game, which is pretty interesting. It's all a matter of whether or not Sledgehammer themselves will actually go ahead and add this stuff to the game, as well as when we're going to be able to get this stuff. But one is going to assume that the DLC is going to be announced pretty soon, considering Fracture, Overload, Pandemic, and Swarm have all been added there, as well as I'm wondering, what are they going to be doing with these 3 new weapons? The SVO, and of course the Blunderbuss shotgun, and the STG-44. What are they going to be doing with that? Are those going to be weapons that come with this new DLC that's going to be coming out, or are they going to be coming just as random drops and supply drops? Are they going to be paid DLC in that you pay $3 or something for a weapon? Who knows? So I'm definitely interested to read about this, but ladies and gentlemen, the whole point of this video is to let you all know that these maps, these weapons, and this new feature called Supply Credits are in fact in the game files. They are on your game right now. They're there. They're just not activated yet by Sledgehammer Games, so we're going to have to see exactly what they're going to do with all these new features, all these new weapons, and these new maps. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys all found it helpful and informative, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Let me know in the comment section below. What is your opinion on this? What is your opinion on the idea that this has all just been data mined, and that we already know what is going to be coming to Advanced Warfare probably way before Sledgehammer is ready to announce it? I'm definitely interested to hear your guys' opinions on that, as well as your opinions on the idea of a new sniper rifle, a new shotgun, and a new assault rifle coming to the
the game, as well as 4 brand new maps. That's going to be pretty cool. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
The enemy is taking the flag. Momentum reset. Nothing more we can do here, Sentinel. We've lost.